Welcome to TOC Europe. I have Oscar Pernia. He's the co-founder and CTO of NextPort. Oscar, tell us a little bit about NextPort and what you do there.
So NextPort is the technology brand of Moffat and Nichol, which is a Californian engineering firm specialized in ports and maritime. We do technology for terminal operators and for port authorities. And basically the company is trying to help decision making for those customers using basically the foundation of digitalization and creating decision making tools that are going beyond the standards, let's say.
We're speaking to you straight after your conference session at TOC. We've been talking about AI, cutting through some of the hype and talking about real-world examples. So, how are you using AI in your business currently?
So AI is becoming very trendy from years ago. We put a lot of effort on creating again the foundation with the data. So AI needs data. Without data, you have nothing, right? But basically, the AI is helping on the two things. Basically, looking ahead, so you can predict, you can anticipate, and second, learning from the past. So in very practical terms, when we are talking about terminal operators, they need to anticipate bottlenecks. They need to correlate between the different types of equipment that are operating the vessel or the rail or the gate, and they want to do it in advance, because normally when you have a problem and the user reacts in the control room, it's too late. So the role of AI is basic on augmenting the decision making in that sense, and doing so correlating across different systems, which is one of the gaps that we have in the industry, because we have way too many systems and the people is really getting crazy as the terminal is becoming more sophisticated. On the port authority side and the port community side is more about connecting the dots with the vessel call and the land side throughput as well. This is very important because most of the ports are really moving into the intermodality or synchromodality direction, and for them it's fundamental to do more with what they have, meaning squeezing the assets and being able to be more productive and more efficient. There are some side applications for port authority, as for example market intelligence, emission analytics and others, where the AI piece is helping analyzing deeply what is existing and proposing, recommending the best strategies, both on the competitiveness or market intelligence side or the emission and the carbonization side.
So from the perspective of a customer, how are they seeing AI helping them? Where do they see the difference?
Well, I think that everyone is very excited with AI. Clearly, the progress on ChatGPT or Gemini is elevating the empathy from the industry. I was talking about AI 8 years ago, not that long time ago, and the people was looking at us like, okay, fine, but not for me, right? So that changed completely. But having said that, I think that the ChatGPT, Gemini kind of application are very different to what we can do. So from customer point of view, they want to be very practical. We discussed today, right, about the waiting time for a terminal truck, or being able to detect a congestion in the yard before that congestion is impacting the vessel productivity. So these are the practical use cases that we are working on, and these are what the customer want to solve with AI. They see the potential, which is a very important starting point. And the other important application that I see happening both at terminal and port is connecting planning with execution. So learning from the execution and proposing continuous improvement measures or procedures sometimes that are able to, again, do more with what you have.
So, Oscar, you're talking about bringing information in from multiple data sources and integrating that into one solution. How is the standardization? How important is the standardization of these data sources, and what can the industry do to move that forward?
Absolutely. So, well, from the beginning we were aware about the importance of this. Most of us, we are coming from the industry, more than 20 years. Working in systems and integrations and so on, which normally the lack of standardization make it very complex. In particular for automation, I was part of more than 25 implementations, every project almost reinventing the wheel. So talking about data, initiatives like TOC 4.0, but also DCSA, the Digital Container Shipping Association, or the IMOS, or the International Maritime Organization, All those are really creating the foundation for digital standards, meaning data exchange, but also data semantics nomenclature. The challenge we see, and we are participating in all the forums that are open at this point of time, is the combination of those is not easy. But clearly, basically the foundation of those standards is fundamental. I think that we, the solution provider, has to progress a lot on interoperability, meaning that the different systems are talking the same language. And if you allow me, I think that the main actor has to be the terminal operators, if we are talking about the TOC, but also the port authorities and the shipping lines, because they have to be the ones leading the change. Creating a standard are also part of change management, right? And I think that we are still learning. We're in an early stage, finding the benefits. So you listen from the terminal operators, 10 times cheaper the integration, which is a lot. And more important, the time to value of the solution is being reduced 5 times. So I think that is a must, but we are still in early stages.
And finally, Oscar, I want to ask you maybe just to look into the future for us a little bit. AI has been misunderstood as coming and taking our jobs from us. Do you see in the future a port operation which is completely autonomous, or do you see there's always going to be a place for human beings in the operations working alongside AI?
What I learned from automation is that the more you rely on technology, the more you are relying on the human brain. And that's powerful. I think that there is a big change happening as we speak. I think that, again, the agents and the ChatGPT, Gemini are changing our mindsets, but still you need the human. And the only way to succeed is to have a gradual evolution on how we work in control room and in general planning and execution processes, right? So I think AI is active already on generating that learning capability and that analytical capability. But I think the human will be even more necessary. It is very true that there is a generational change, right, in ports and terminals, with people working for 25, 30 years even, and they are getting to retirement. We need that knowledge to be captured. That's very important. I learn a lot from these kind of people working along with them, but also the new generations, which are coming with a completely new mindset. They need to be integrated. This industry has to be more inclusive and more attractive, I would say, for the new generation, because many of the newbies, they are coming and they are leaving very soon. So I think AI will help on creating more modern working environments and in general, let's say, an adaptation to the new mindset that the new generation has. But in general, I see the human presence even being more important. And second, I think that we need to go through the change period, which will be significant.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Oscar Pernia from NextPort, for joining us here at TOC
Thank you.
Europe.
Thank you very much.